Hi everyone, welcome back to another Ascension reading. These readings are set for those of you who would identify yourselves as being within the mission-based community. So basically, if you find that you feel called or have ended up being in service to others, then these messages are for you. If you'd like to work more closely with me, you know exactly where to find me. We pretty much do everything. God is good, and so are you. All right, so let's jump right into the messages that we're getting. If you haven't had a chance to look at the two videos that I have put out before this, please go ahead and take a look at it. They've been talking about largely about this energy of self-honesty. Actually, let me look. What was the first one? Yeah, talking about, that's looks like, I wonder if that's going to be a theme for March coming in heavy soon. There's some throat chakra stuff going on there as well. Eventually into the heart chakra. I'm still seeing a lot of us having blocked heart chakras between the throat and the heart. It's kind of like blocked there. So we want to start to chip away at the parts of us that are still holding that blockage. Some of us, some parts of us don't have that so strongly enforced, but remember, we're working towards soul integration, and so we're appealing not only to you at the conscious mind level, but the different aspects of you, some of which are past lifetime, some of which are just trauma from this lifetime, and so you've dissociated a bit. Whatever it is, we're speaking to all of you here and asking you to consider, because at the end of the day, the decision is always only yours, to consider opening pathways from the heart to the throat chakra. And once we do that, a lot of you, all of you who do that, will start to see changes in the way that you express yourself with others. Not only the way that you express yourself with others in communication, but the way you express yourself throughout the world and just wherever you are. Now, I do want to acknowledge Egypt here for somebody, and that's coming up. I also want to acknowledge the Ganges area, right? That's coming up for I don't know who, but but it's coming up as well. Yeah, the Ganges River. What else? Anything else? And they're saying a plethora of other things. There are a lot of other symbols, but sometimes some of our guides put the shout outs with certain terms for people in particular, but just because it wasn't your shout out doesn't mean that these messages aren't for you. Now, the reason why they have asked you to look at those videos in succession, the two that I put before and then this, is because now we can move into looking at this concept of dreams, right? Concept of dreams being in reference to not only what it is that you're trying to make or bring life to here from your conscious mind perspective, but also looking at the existential dream that you've been dreaming up from your subconscious. That's where a lot of the, battling is going on, where you're like, I'm trying to do one thing, Jay, but I'm failing, right? And don't want to use that word, but that's the word that's coming through. I'm failing, and it's because it's coming from your perspective, right? I'm failing, or I'm missing the mark, or I'm not this, or I thought I was getting that, but I got this instead, no matter how much due diligence I did. And that's because, and that is, I would tell you, well, that's understandable. First of all, great job at taking the efforts in your physical world, but now you see that you've been putting one foot in front of the other and doing your 3D expectations, but you're still not getting what it is that your conscious mind wants to get. And that's because we have to go ahead and look under the hood. Let's look into your subconscious. Let's look into what's going on in your energy field, right? Your friendly local readers and friendly local healers, can see those things splayed out right there. God bless you, right? When you're journaling, a lot of you will stumble upon those things through your writing. Some of you will get information from your spirit teams in your waking life or during your dreams. Some of you will just, I don't know why I just saw this, somebody just slapped the back of your head and you're like, ugh. And when they slap the back of your head around the right ear area, some of you are getting pain in that area. It's like all of a sudden, like, whoa, your eyes focused, and then you saw somebody in your life that you may or may not even know going through an experience that you're going through, but that you were not aware was related to you at all. So sometimes the guides are like, hey, pay attention to this. So long story short, as we know, we always have the answer. We always know the answer to things. The question is, how much debris, how much, that word was very specific for some past life stuff coming in for some of you guys, or that's hanging around we need to clear out, but how much stuff, old beliefs, ancestral beliefs, programming, all of this stuff, and just debris from being in the energies of other people, do you have partitioning or forming a partition between your subconscious and the conscious mind. And then we take that next step. How willing are you to look at what you've got? If you keep getting muddy water, at some point you have to be like, let's look at the pipes. And then you follow the pipes and you see the source, the water source. And then you realize, oh my God, no wonder I'm getting murky, muddy water over here, because I've got all this debris and soot and silt and all of this stuff and toxicity and whatever that is around this water source. And that's when you have to do the cleanup. But the action of looking at that, and first of all, recognizing, hey, I don't like what I'm getting. Sometimes that takes some self-awareness and a little slap on the head a little bit. I mean, a lot of us are out here letting significant others breadcrumb us, and we're calling it love, right? Awareness. So sometimes you need awareness at that really superficial level, like, hey, wake up. This doesn't feel good. I know everyone in your generation is going through the same thing, and this is what we call love or whatever right now, or marketing or branding or being successful, but that ain't it. So that's the awareness. You have to wake up a little bit to see that. And then the action of noticing a pipe is there in the first place, and then wanting to follow it is shadow work. A lot of times people don't want to acknowledge the pipe at all, let alone that it's spewing anything, because guess what? It means they have to go investigate it. And if they're too afraid of what they think is on the other end of that pipe, they're going to go into further denial, they're going to dissociate, or they'll blame someone else but never take action. This is why the courage and the faith and the trust is needed to do that looking and acknowledging, hey, this don't feel good. Hey, there's a pipe here where all this stuff is coming out of. Hey, ugh, I bet something's going on back there. Yuck, I don't even want to look, but I'm going to do it anyway. And that simple action, that is the willingness. That's all you need. That's all you need. You don't even have to get into the trench yet. The little bit of willingness is like, okay, universe, dang, I do see the pipe. All right, let's see it. And how you end up seeing it is up to the universe, source, your higher self to assist you. A friendly local plumber may be walking by like, hey. Or you may just look down and you see, oh, on the back of this newspaper I'm holding is an instruction manual. Or you open up your For You page on YouTube or TikTok and you see plumbing instruction, right? The how doesn't matter. It's the willingness to take a look. That is the key. I just turned a key. That's what that sound was. But anyway, then when you start to look, you know you're going to get dirty. Go ahead, put on those cute little big boots and those cute little coveralls. You're going to get dirty because now you're stepping into the stuff you didn't want to look at for lifetimes. The ancestral stuff, all your epigenetic whatevers, the stuff that you're allowing into your field, the things you did in other lifetimes or whatever, the things you didn't do, all this stuff, your false ideas, all of that stuff. It's a subconscious, by the way, that's what we're looking at. All of that stuff. And we know thoughts are things. So these things in your subconscious, because all you are is consciousness, guess what? It's going to solidify and be made known in your energetic field. And guess what? Then it's going to manifest into this physicality because we're in 3D. That's it. If we're in 4D, it's not going to be physical. But we're in 3D. So that's where we are. You have that self-doubt. It's going to manifest as you're self-doubting, as a boyfriend who's going to induce that self-doubt in you, or reflect back the self-doubt to you. You want to lie to yourself about stuff? Guess what? You're going to end up working at that company that's lying about things you didn't realize, right? So the question is, what are your energies? What forms are they taking? If you don't want to meet self-doubt, your own self-doubt as friends, family members, too late on that, all right? Jobs, opportunities. If you don't want those to be the walking forms of your self-doubt, then you need to stop doubting yourself. And when I say you, I mean me, okay? I'm practically talking to myself. And if you know me, you know I always go back and watch these videos because they're for me too. Anyway, so you have to start asking, what's under the hood? What's in the trunk? What's under the house? No, I can't even watch people crawling under the house in movies. I'm like, don't go in there because it's gross. Anyway, but you have to be ready for that. Now, here's the thing. Why they are solidifying that message again is because we're out here trying to be about these dreams that we want to make in the world. But you're only going to make things, not create. You're going to make things so long as you're plugged into the toxicity, which is all reduced to one thing only: a belief in fear. That's it. And I'm talking existentially, way in the core. You only have one real choice, and there's only one real option, emphasis on the word real. It's love. But boom, as long as you buy into this idea on a deep core level, it's very, very deep, guys. We all are, and its depth is, the evidence for this depth is that we're here in the physical, okay, away from home. We're going to believe in two choices: love or fear. Only one of those is actually there, but your lack of vision is falsely seeing two, all right? And from there, these two, boom, fragment out into our world to appear as many choices. Should I go left or right? Should I go up or down? Should I buy this suit, or should I buy pizza, or should I cook tonight, or should I date Jimmy or Bobby or Stella, or should I stay home today? We have these ideas that we actually have choices, and there are many choices, and then blah 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 blah. It all reduces to two. You're either choosing love or you're either choosing fear. But in reality, when you wake up for real, you'll realize there was never a separation. So what choice? It's like tall or short. But that indicates 2 points. You cannot have something that's tall if you don't have something to compare it to. And short, that's literally called the comparative. Shout out ESL teachers, English teachers, okay? But when you just have one, all that is, there is no tall or short. It just is. So that just goes to show you how deeply embedded in the dream we are. You clean up your insides by taking a look at all the fragmented beliefs that you have. It only boils down to one reality, and that is there's only one. And it would look like this, because you're just it. That is it. There's nothing else. There's no context, right? And that's it. But until you get back to there, let's start by cleaning up, and you do it. You look inside, you get rid of that shadow, that shadow, that shadow, that shadow, this thing, that. And then you realize, oh my God, they all are just manifestations, beliefs, fear-based beliefs about me sucking. That's it. I'm not a good person, and that's it. Oh, let's follow that some more. Oh, it looks like everything that I thought about myself was that I wasn't a good person. The more that you clear these things, the more you just show them for the unreality that they are. That's why it says dreams. Okay? You're just dreaming. And it's so real that here we are, boop, 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 in the physical. So while you are temporarily housed in a physical body, shadow work, trusting yourself, loving yourself, understanding that whatever you think is behind door number 3 that you have barricaded off is not as bad as you think. And on top of that, it's just you. And when you're really about it, you realize you are just, in actuality, a spark of the divine. You're literally God made physically focused. The most individuated form of God is you. And you will continue to hate yourself, but love God, as long as you forget who you really are. When you realize who you really are, what are we doing? What are we doing out here? And so that's why they're saying, get your work together, because all these dreams you have about helping other people, starting organizations, doing books and all of that, it benefits from you changing the energy within you. And the long story short is, the more you love yourself and the more you say no, 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 no to the self-doubt and the self-defeating attitudes and all of the stuff that comes along with it, the gaslighting, the breadcrumbing, the victim consciousness, the poverty consciousness, the inadequacy, all that stuff that is just manifesting and populating your world around you, the more you clean that up, the more you get out of making mode, which is you making stuff up in the physical based off of these beliefs, and into creation. That's you aligning with source, and then we create. Mwah.